This is Red Moon Role-Playing.
It's early autumn in upstate New York, and a chilly wind rustles through the colorful leaves of oaks, maples, and birches, bringing whispers of winter. The hamlet of Glenmont lies near the Hudson River and is inhabited by only a couple of thousand souls in its single-family homes and townhouses. It's a tranquil and tightly knit community where people know their neighbors and try to lead a slower-paced life while keeping their own deep secrets to themselves. An almost idyllic North American suburbia where nothing ever really happens. Except for today, of course. Because today, October 10th, 1991, it is Christopher Hult's 33rd birthday. Christopher Hult, who, doesn't keep many friends close, but he's blessed with 3 siblings. The 2 sisters, Ava and Sophie, and his brother, Richard, or Dickie. And all these siblings have gathered today, hoping to celebrate their brother a little bit. It's not every day you turn 33, as Ava said, trying to convince the rest of you to actually try and make something of a birthday for once. Trying to keep the family together, that's always been her role, especially since Christopher has never really taken on that big, older sibling kind of role. He's somehow a little bit aloof, keeping to himself. But now we are here, on the 3rd floor in an apartment complex in Glenmont, just outside the door. Ava has bought a nice big gift hamper that you, Dickie, are carrying. That's unless, of course, you were good enough to get your own present on this day. Well, how long ago were you actually in contact with Christopher? And, have you been away, or is there something somewhere else that you'd rather be tonight? Tell us a little bit about you and your relationship.
I'm younger than Christopher. I'm a man with short brown hair, fairly athletic, yet wiry build, sculpted carefully through a very dedicated gym regimen and martial arts classes that I've been taking for quite some time, actually, now, since I was a boy. I've got that charming smile, that aura of confidence that I've learned to have, because it's a skill. It's a skill that you pick up, especially when you are in the business that I'm in, which is, of course, the business of business. It's about selling things, about hustling, about making money and making businesses happen and creating companies. And sometimes it goes well, sometimes it doesn't go so well, but you're always building and creating. That's what keeps the wheels of capitalism turning. And, well, Dickie, me, I'm all about that life. And the family here, well, it's I thought of this as suburban hell. I don't really like to be here. There are so many glitzier and more glamorous places to be. But it is family, and sometimes you gotta put in appearances. You have to do what's expected of you. That way there'll be fewer questions, and that's perhaps quite good for me. A lot of stuff has happened recently that, well, I'd rather no one worries about me, if I can put it that way. But I haven't really had time to get gifts myself, so I'm happily carrying these. Yes.
Ava looks a bit impatient. She's a tall woman, your older sister. Keeps her brown hair in a short pixie cut. Wears a colorful and billowy coat, accessorized with several items of jewelry. She's got 2 brooches and a nice set of earrings made of wood and bronze. She's with her finger on the doorbell, looking around at the 2 of you, making sure that you're ready for your little surprise appearance. Sophie, your youngest sister, a slender woman of medium height, long black hair that she, as always, is wearing in that ponytail. She's dressed casually in black, wearing a small crucifix around her neck. She looks a bit excited to be here. She nods eagerly at Eva's look, and she just brushes by you, Dickie, and she rings the doorbell. Ding ding. All right. We don't need to sing happy birthday. He'll be happy as is. She nods to you, Dickie, a bit impatiently, almost nervously.
And here I was all prepared to sing happy birthday. I'll just smile and I'll nod. Sure, yeah, all right.
Okay, we'll sing it. Fine, we'll sing it. Okay.
Well, I didn't want to say it, but I think it would be the right thing to do.
It's okay. Ding, ding, ding. She rings the doorbell again. You can all hear music being played from inside. It's Jethro Tull's Aqualung, from that same album that he always keeps on repeat. But maybe you wouldn't know that, Dickie. Eva remarks on it, though, and Sophie nods. Damn it. What is he doing? Shit. Sorry. You know what? I have the key. Let's get inside, and maybe if he isn't here, we'll make a surprise show up. What do you think?
Yeah, sure, that'd be perfect.
Great, that's settled then. Fantastic. Okay. And she pulls out a key from her purse and opens the door. This apartment has a bedroom, bathroom, a study, rather big, open-plan combined kitchen, dining and living room, decorated throughout with dark leather furniture, tables and bookcases in teak. There's a study there, further in, prominently features a sleek black typewriter and is full with overflowing bookshelves that reach the ceiling. As you go in, you also notice that there's piles of books on the floor and the living area. Pretty much as normal, considering Christopher is a prominent author and he reads a lot himself too. The place smells of old books. Dickie, you know where to put the hamper down, and you know where the drinks are, the alcohol, if that's what you want to go for. You notice that Eva is immediately rushing for the toilet, and Sophie giggles and says, oh yeah, right. So that's why she was so impatient.
Yeah, no, I'll need to have something to take the edge off. I'll go grab, well, whatever it is that's out. What is out?
Well, we could ask Christopher about that, but he's not here right now. You find a couple of nice brandies, whiskeys. It's a restricted selection.
I'll grab whatever looks the most expensive.
And you hear an angry comment from inside the toilet from Eva as she is in there about this all being Chris's fault. Why isn't he at home on his fucking birthday? And so, Chris, you are running. Your lungs are burning. You've been running for a little while. You're not quite sure. For some reason, your brain is fogged up. There's something very strange, very unclear of what you are feeling and what's going on even right now. But you think, did you run all the way through the hamlet? Maybe you did drive and you're just running now, but you are coming up outside your home, your apartment. Something awful has happened. You can't remember what, but you know it involves your mother. Something has happened to her. You remember being with her, but everything else is a blur. All you can remember is running home to ask your siblings for help. You all need to get to your mother. Now! Hurry! You're running up the stairs, and before you know it, you're opening your own door. But as you do, and the others see you, why don't you describe yourself a little bit more so we get a picture of what they say?
Certainly. I'm Christopher KULT, 33 today, tall, medium built. I have long black hair, brown eyes, and olive skin. I'm pale. I normally wear thick-rimmed glasses and casual clothing. Currently, I'm covered in sweat. I'm panicking. So as you said, I know I need to get everyone to Mother immediately. But why? I don't remember. Maybe it doesn't matter. I barely even remember why they're here. There was a reason they were all here today, but that's not important. I just come in and...
Surprise!
Happy birthday!
For he's a jolly good fellow, for he's a jolly good fellow.
He's a jolly good fellow, for he...
Right. No, great. Yeah, let's get in the car and we need to go see Mum now. Come on, get your...
What?
Get your coat.
Ava looks at you with an incredulous look. What are you doing? Stop. I can't believe this is so typically you. You acting like a child on your birthday. Look at us. We've all gotten ready to surprise you here. Sophie looks worried. What's going on? Did you say something about Mom?
Yes. Well, you all know she's unwell, don't you? I've told you that, haven't I? I think, yes?
Of course I know. Sophie says, I look after her. I'm there every day. I was there earlier today, too.
You were? Of course you were. Yes, you are. Well, we just need to go now. She called me and we need to see her. Something's happened. So let's just get there. Let's go. Thank you for it was my birthday. Yeah, I guess. I say, having completely forgotten that it was my birthday.
Ava snatches the key from the table and says, Fine, let's go to Mom's. I'm sure she'll be happy for a visit from her oldest son on her birthday.
Exactly. Yeah. Besides, when was the last time you went to see her, Richard? She'll love to see you. Let's go. And I kind of just say no more. I just turn and start heading down the stairs again, still panicked, still not quite with it, but I think everything will make sense when we get there.
Richard, there's something exciting about this situation. In this place where nothing ever really happens, and you're not the crazy one for once, maybe it's you just having taken a drink, or is it that you're so numbed out that you don't really register that your mother's life could be on the line?
Yeah, I don't know what it is that does it, but I just down that drink and I go, yeah, well, hey, this is a lot better than last time I was here. Things are actually happening. Not New York, but hey. All right, let's see what's going to happen next. And I'll pour another drink and I'll bring the glass with me to the car.
As you come outside, you realize that your car isn't even here, Christopher. Maybe you did run through the hamlet. You're not sure. But there's Ava's car, and she's almost already, marching up to it, just coming out behind you. And you all get in, and you start going. As you are going through the hamlet towards your mother's house, your senses clear up somewhat. Christopher, it's you maybe that wasn't so important after all. I mean, your mom, she likes to keep her peace. You don't know where that came from, really. It felt important, but now as you're getting closer and you see that small house from the 1940s, dark green with a red tiled roof, and the driveway, the flower garden, that's always so well cared for. Maybe it wasn't that bad after all. Sophie is addressing you from the back seat. So what happened?
It's... I don't know, let's just... You know what, maybe it wasn't so bad. Let's just all go in and say hello, and we could have my birthday there. How's that sound? I'm sorry, it's been hard lately.
Dickie, you should have brought the hamper then. But you notice that the door is open. It's wide open.
Ah, the door to the house?
Yeah, swaying in the wind.
But I'll need to do something about that then.
You drive up on the driveway and you all get out.
I sort of stumble out a little, clutching my head. It's clearing a little, but it's all very stressful. It's been a very hard time ever since my mother was diagnosed with severe sciatica. I've really been trying to look out for trying to convince myself that it's all going to be fine. But it's hard to keep telling yourself that. I've struggled with work as well. Yes, I write a lot of books, practically write a book every other month. But I have to. My books don't sell that well. It's more quantity over quality, I tell myself sometimes, and you need to keep working, and I haven't... My inspiration... Well, actually, my inspiration's been fine, but it's been difficult to find the time. Maybe that's what's happening. Maybe I'm just tired. I should be grateful everyone came, even Richard. That's surprising. But yes, I see the open door, and I get worried again, and I just move forwards.
The lights are out, Eva says, and then all of you hear a loud howl. Ow! From the neighbors' dogs. Yeah, the Markhams living next door.
I twitch a little bit at that sudden noise coming. I don't handle sudden noises very well. Not after that thing. Not after that thing. That's just a dog. I thought it was a wolf, I say, and I finish the drink and I put the glass back in the car. All right, shall we go?
Sophie gives you a awkward smile, and Eva is already on her way up towards the door.
Seeing as how I'm then one of the last, I guess I'll try to catch up and start moving inside. Seeing Mom, yeah, I'll be some... I don't know how I feel about that, really. But it's gonna happen, so I guess I have to figure out what I should feel, and pretty damn soon.
As you all come to the entrance hallway, you are met with a grisly sight. The carpeted floor is covered in streaks of blood and what must be severed limbs. Some with pieces of clothing scattered. There's mail and newspapers strewn about the floor, all covered in blood as well, along with what must be pieces of skin, body parts, that looked like they must have been recently ripped apart. The whole place reeks of death, and the dog next door is howling, shouting, making a ruckus. Let's have you both roll to keep it together.
7.
5.
Let's lower your stability with 4. This is a hefty shock that comes to you as you see this in this place, so heavily associated with home, safety, and security. This where your mom has lived. The worst thing you could have thought of as you were going to go here was that she was somehow, well, after all that happened, suddenly passed away. But this, you see Sophie leaning down and picks up what looks like an ear. It holds an hearing apparatus in it, and she says, Mr. Markham?
It's not Mom, is it?
No. You all know the Markhams, the sweet neighbors that were there. Were there.
Oh, thank God, I say. And for a bit I feel like maybe that's the wrong thing to say, and then I think, no. No, actually, no, it's not. The only way I would care about this is if it was Mom, actually, and it's not. It's not Mom.
Sophie looks at you wide-eyed and she covers her mouth, and you think that almost was a giggle that came out. Or it was like a snort. And she turns away and she just goes out on the porch. Ava is stone-faced, just walking into the house.
I stumble out of the house for a moment and vomit. Too much. Too much. This is from a dream, a nightmare. Literally, my dreams are, well, sometimes like this, but those are dreams, and then you write them down, and it's not real. It's not actually real. And I'm just out there, and I'm struggling to recall what happened. Wasn't I here? I was here, wasn't I? Why can't I remember why I wasn't here?
Yes. Yes, you were here. But you don't remember. What did you do? What have you done? What did you see? You struggle to remember. It's... No, you weren't here. Sophie was here. She said so. This has nothing to do with you. It must have been a gut instinct. Maybe something you saw. Maybe you're just trying to direct attention from yourself. It's your birthday. Who cares? You're supposed to be at Mom's place, but who's done all this, and where's Mom?
Yes, I need to find her. I start carefully, suddenly being aware of not wanting to touch too much, trying to go through the house, calling, Mom! Mom!
Mom? Dickie, you follow Ava in then.
I do.
All start moving through the house. The radio is on, set to the local station, playing hits from the 60s and 70s. Mom music she always listened to. It's quite loud, too. And she is not there. Her blood-stained apron has been folded up, neatly placed upon the kitchen table. Your late father's old machete is resting upon it. Ava turns away from the kitchen, and still, stone-faced, she doesn't say a comment. She looks further into the living room. But you, Christopher, as you go in there, you remember. The fog clears for a moment in your mind. You can see a scene play out before you, almost like a deja vu. You just did this. You are standing in your mother's kitchen. The radio is playing this music, the 60s, 70s music in the background. You're filled with sensations of fear and grief as you drop to your knees and start weeping. Mom is lying dead on the floor. The memory fades. You're on your knees there in the kitchen, but she is not there, only the pieces of the neighbors. You, Dickie, you see Christopher suddenly fall to his knees. The body parts around him, they seem to be quivering, almost moving on their own. Is that maybe the wind? Or it's like a truck passing by outside, but you can't hear it.
I don't trust my eyes much anymore. This is really messed up right here. It's really messed up. Where's Mom? Where is Mom?
She's not here.
Well, we need to find her.
You hear the sisters talk and whisper to each other in the living room. Chris, what do you do?
I just weep on the floor. I don't understand. Where is Mom? Why did I see... Did something happen? I mustn't jump to conclusions. She must be somewhere. I'm going to go upstairs. She must be somewhere in the house. And I'll just wordlessly scramble up from the floor and head upstairs. She has to be here. She has to be.
There's less blood upstairs. Place is as neat and as close to normal smelling as it could be. with all that death in the air. Ava and Sophie come over to you, Dickie. Ava is holding a empty pill bottle in her hand. And Sophie says, she killed herself?
What?
Well, this is her prescription. What she'd taken her is enough to kill a person. That's someone has taken these pills. I don't know.
I'm sure it's not her, right?
Sophie, weren't you here this morning? What do you remember from this morning?
You come stumbling down the stairs again, Chris. I was looking through her medications, and I think these were there in on the shelf. It was fine. She was upset. She's been suffering this last month a lot.
Well, maybe she's out in the woods or something. I mean, we have to call the police. We've got to get a search operation going, manhunt, that kind of thing. She could be in real trouble.
Ava nods. Yes, we need to call the police.
Yeah, call the police. Yeah, that's what we have to do, sure. And I kind of just try and sit down.
I'll move over to the phone then.
You turn off the radio. The ensuing silence hangs heavily in the air as Ava makes the call. It doesn't take too long for them to arrive, and you are taken in for questioning for a few hours, and you're then released again. There's no suspicion against you, but you get the impression that Helen will be a suspect in this. Helen, your mother, that is.
How so? How's that even possible? I was hoping that when police got there, they find clues, they find evidence, so they'd find that they'd find evidence of an intruder, something like that.
Yeah, but there was an apron. I mean, it was her apron. It was bloody. And the machete, I mean, who would even know that that's there? But it couldn't be her. I mean, she couldn't do anything like that. That was some pretty gruesome stuff.
We gotta find her. I don't... Whatever she's doing, and for whatever reason, we gotta find her.
We do. Alright, Sophie, do you have any idea of where she could have gone? Is there any places that she would go to? Friends? Beautiful spots in the woods? Whatever. Something that means something to her.
Maybe? I mean, I'm not sure. I know you saw her quite a bit too, Chris. I mean, you were here. Didn't she talk to you? Did she ever talk to you about Selkirk? She did. She did talk about your childhood home outside of Selkirk, how she expressed a desire to return there at some point. You lived there 20 years ago, and that old place is a rickety shack by now. You've tried to get her to sell it from time to time. It's not really suitable for living unless you went through a quite big refurbishment process. That's one possibility. She could have gone there.
We should go there. We should go there and check it out. It's not long to get there, right? Why don't we just go and check it out? That's great, because we gotta help Mum. We gotta help her. We gotta make sure she's cleared.
Yeah. I mean, let's go now. Now.
Let's do it, I say.
Okay. Yeah. And you've been held for a few hours by the police. It's late, almost close to midnight, but something tells all of you that this just can't wait right now. You need to find your mom. Even if the police is looking for her, they wouldn't know the things that you know.
No, and I can't imagine that this is going to be a prioritized case. Elderly women going missing, although of course there was that whole murder scene. I don't know, maybe is this stuff that happens here often, Chris? Is this what you base your books on?
No, Dickie. I don't know. Like, obviously, an intruder or some crazy person got in there, and I don't know why he was there, visiting, but maybe he was visiting Mom, and he killed that poor man, and she got away, and she's running, and we need to... When we find her, she'll explain everything, and it will all make sense, okay? So let's just drive, and everything will be fine. Everything will be fine.
I'll open up my little pocket flask that I have, and take a big jug and hand it over to Chris, basically asking, "Hey, do you want a drink?"
I consider that I'm about to go driving, and then I just take a swig, or whatever he's offering. I'm not really thinking very rationally right now. There we go.
Ava is already getting into the car again. She's taking the driver's seat.
Maybe I'll have another drink then, as I sit in the back. Okay, let's all go and... I'm sorry, this is all... There'll be an answer, we just need to find it, and we need to keep it together.
Dickie, you've been spending time elsewhere. Not so much with the family, if not to say that you've shunned them. That is almost an accurate description. You've been spending some time with some girl named Catherine Ulander. She's an interesting kind of occult weirdo that you've slept with her for a few occasions. You sought her advice, actually, at some point when you were hoping to protect yourself from past events that you weren't really sure what they meant. It could be that she'd have something to say in this matter. But then again, that's up to you if you want to give her a call.
Yeah. Look, I'll do that. Do I have one of these early cell phones? Would that be something that I, as someone who pretends to be a big Wall Street type?
Maybe you're not a yuppie, but you are one of the few that have one. It's late, but she's up.
Then I'll call her.
Yeah, you call her. And it's late, but she's still up. She seems flustered by something. Talks in a breathy way, saying, I see death, Dickie. Everything is dying. Death, as in the extermination of everything, but also has an opportunity for change. I see your death. It draws ever near, but it is only the beginning. Look to the past, confront it, and overcome it. There's something here relating to an old debt that must be paid. It doesn't relate to you personally, but someone close to you.
Mom? Is it about Mom? Is the debt hers?
She sighs. You can hear cards being turned. I can't make out a clear answer. This is all I have. I'm sorry, Dickie.
All right, thanks, Catherine. No, that'll help. All right, well, thanks. I'll say it and I'll hang up.
The house is located a few miles outside of Selkirk, north of Glenmont, at the end of a small gravel road that splits off from the main road and leads up a hill. Your mother's childhood home. A relatively small, 3-story colonial-era house that has been renovated and added to several times over the years. The exterior consists of dark brown brick and lighter siding overgrown with vines. There's a small porch by the red front door in the front, as well as a bigger back porch. 2 big gnarled trees on each side of the garden. They look a bit ominous in the darkness as the car beamers light them up. It's a small hill, surrounded by a large garden. Hasn't been tended to for years. Like the garden, house is also in a bad shape, path leading towards its overgrown. It's actually hard to drive all the way up, and you have to make a bit on foot. Ava swearing about stuff getting caught in the wheels. I can't believe we still have this old house, she says as you open up the doors.
And you ever try to sell it? I mean, you should be able to flip it for some money. I say, and I'm slurring a little bit on my words after all the drink.
Mom didn't want to sell it, okay? So, I don't know. And I'm struggling myself to even remember when I was last here. Have any of us been here in the last decade?
Maybe you have. Maybe you have swung by. Maybe just to see it. You all... Well, the oldest of you. You, Chris, and Ava, you both still keep keys to it. Maybe you have been in. But there's also memories of a not too happy childhood here. Mom being troubled. She was always better when she moved out of it. There are no lights on at the house as you arrive. Seems abandoned as far as you can see. But, yeah, Chris, you have your key.
I do. And I open the door. Yeah, the memories weren't always good, but that's not anyone's fault. After all, Father, well, he died when I was 10. He passed away due to illness. I don't remember what the illness was. I don't think Mother ever told me. It's funny, really, because she is a doctor, was a doctor, until the illness. Another illness, although at least we know what that is, I suppose. I don't know, my mind's swimming a little as I just slowly open the door. Maybe there's no one here, maybe this was a mistake, I don't know, but I just need to know. I need to know, and I need to find out.
Yes, and you remember even less of it, Dickie. You were younger, of course, and you don't really remember much of your dad at all. Then eventually, you were the first one to really leave and try to make something of yourself somewhere else in the world. As you come in, the ground floor is divided in two by a large staircase. To the left of it is a large living room with a fireplace that's been sealed up for a long time, and big glass doors to the back porch that's since been cracked, letting in a chilly breeze. To the right are kitchen, dining room, with a small bathroom and a storage closet behind the stairs. And you remember quite well the rest of it. It's all quite familiar. Upstairs, there's another bathroom. 3 large rooms that used to be your rooms. 1 room for the girls, 1 for the boys, and then the master bedroom. At the very top, there's the attic storage area. There's no sign of Mom here. It's empty, poor condition. Walls, wooden paneling, painted in muted tones. Some furniture was left behind. Thick layer of dust, dead flies, hornets, mosquitoes trapped between the glass windows. Where do you go, and what do you do?
I suppose I just look through the rooms. I pass by my old room. I go to the master bedroom. Nothing. Check the attic. Do we have a cellar?
No, there's no cellar here. As you walk through their old rooms, you find your old bedroom. You see your old diaries still there.
I thought I'd taken that with me. I'll briefly look it over, I suppose. But only briefly. This isn't a trip to memory lane. I'm looking for my mother.
As you're just flipping the pages, it's from late summer 1970. You had a horrible nightmare. You woke up in cold sweat. Everything was dark. You swear you could hear someone breathing, footsteps coming closer. Something awful coming for you. You were frightened, but you couldn't move. Then in September, the same dream. You saw 3 figures in the distance, stopping, looking at you. You froze, you couldn't move. Here they come. is what you thought, and then you woke up. There's one final entry that catches your attention as you just look through. Same dream again. They're getting closer. What have you done? Everything is your fault. That's why they're coming for you. They've come to take you. Tonight, you saw them. You screamed, and then you woke up.
Yes, the old dreams. I still have them, but I'm more in control now. It's how it works when you're a kid. Your nightmares control you, but now I'm an adult. I control the nightmares. You see, when you put them to paper, when you put them to reality, you realize that you have more control than you think. And now they never get me. They never get me in my dreams anymore. No, they do not. I get them, and then I write about them in my work. Yeah, but as a kid, obviously, it was very different. I'm better now.
You see, Dickie, you see Christopher stop in the room, browsing through a diary. The other girls there looking around as well. Ava getting... Well, she actually seems less anxious for a second. It's like she's going through a time of intense nostalgia, whereas Sophie, who was the youngest and has the least connection to the place, is just looking at an old doll. She seems slightly less affected. What do you do?
Well, I think I've been following Chris, just trying to look at the things that belong to me, my diaries, if there were any, my things, and aside from that, just looking for any kind of trace of Mom, or of anyone having been here recently. There's no disturbance of the dust or anything like that, is there?
No, not that you can see. And the place doesn't really do much except stir up old memories. You walk together and the girls go with you, and you all go into the master bedroom. For some reason, Dickie, you feel for a moment that maybe that's where she'll lie, on the bed, her arms folded peacefully. But as you come in, there's no one there, and the bed is just a old smelling sheet covered shape. Chris, when you come in there, though, you have another memory seeping in, just like when you were in the kitchen. Something, but this was long ago. What could you have been, 13 years old? It's dark, and they have come for you. Your nightmares have come to life, and they're standing before you, 3 of them dressed in darkness and leather. You cannot see them clearly, nor do you wish to. Someone you can see, clear as day, is Leonard, your stepfather, as he shrieks in pain after the 3 nightmares sink their meat hooks into his flesh and drag him into the darkness. You can hear him pleading for you to spare him, but his voice is soon drowned out by the darkness. One of the creatures turns back to face you. We'll return for you. You belong to us. And you hear a stir, a little buzz. You see, as you come back, you see the small hornets in the windows. They're stirring, they're starting to buzz to life again. What do you do?
I don't know, I stand up. I try and get out into the hallway so I can breathe. That was a dream. It had to be a dream. It couldn't have been real. No, Leonard. Yes, Leonard, my mother and him, they were together for a year or 2, and then he went off. Yeah, that's right, he went off. He just left her. She never was with anyone else after that. And that was fine with me, because Leonard wasn't my dad. I had no interest in him, no... That's what happened, he left.
You don't remember at all. You remember the name Leonard, but you can't recall anything from your childhood. It's like your mind forcefully closes like a door shutting. It's stunning you on the spot. Ava comes up to you and... What is it now? And Richard, you've already failed in life, spectacularly. Now your mother is involved in something horrible just like you are. Did they take her instead of you as payment? Why do you keep on running from your faith? Maybe this desolate place is where you belong.
Well, the thought has occurred to me over the years. I've often come back to the need for me to be punished, but then not being brave enough to accept said punishment, not wanting it, just trying to forget all about it and lay low. And that's what I've done, and it's worked thus far, but obviously no more. Obviously.
You see an old metal box leaning conspicuously against a wall.
I'll open it.
You feel yourself growing smaller. The tools inside bigger and more menacing looking than they should be. And Ava comes over to you now. That was their stepfather's box. Do you remember him? You wouldn't.
No. It's all a blur, you know. I've been leading such an exciting life, you know. There's many other people to remember, I say, nervously.
Sophie is heading down the stairs. Well, Mom clearly isn't here. I don't know, what are we doing in this stupid old place?
Well, we're looking for Mom. We still gotta find her. And I'll look to Chris.
I clutch the wall for a moment, my head swimming. Confusion that I suddenly can't remember things that I was remembering, wasn't I? I don't know, maybe I had too much to drink. Well, not enough. I need to focus on the now. Stop thinking about the past. I just say, I'm checking the attic. Has anyone checked the attic? I'm checking the attic. Let's go. I didn't check the attic. And I start trying to find the entrance to the attic, whether it's a stairwell or a ladder.
Ava groans and shrugs, but she goes to help you. She is, even though you are the older brother, often acting as the older sibling, being the responsible one. And you find it. You find your way up. All of you who decide to go. Sophie is at this point outside. You can feel the tobacco smoke coming up through the stairs. It's quiet. The attic is strewn with cobwebs, dust, old objects, boxes. You find toys, photographs from a time past. And there is a photograph of Mom and your dad. Hard to recognize him, really. But that's all you find.
I'll study those pictures then.
I look around a little more and I find the nearest small object I can and I just throw it on the ground in frustration, letting out a groan. She's not here.
As you throw it on the ground, the attic windows, there are two of them, they are flung open, and a faintly glowing human figure, its silhouette bent in odd angles, appears as an ice-cold wind blows through the attic. You feel an intense feeling of hatred. And just like that, like a remaining figure of when you've stared into a light for long, the shape dissipates. The windows close back up. Ava catches her breath. We're, enough nostalgia, maybe?
I go to the windows. I check the window. What was that? Did you see that? There was something there. Right?
It's latched and closed.
Richard, did you see that?
Yeah.
But do you want to admit it? That's the question.
Well, everything we've seen now is messed up. I don't want to keep anything hidden. Not now. No one's going to think I'm crazy because, well, in that case, they're crazy with me. Yeah, I saw it. What is it? What was it?
I don't know. I just yell out to the darkness. Where is she? What have you done with her? You can't have her. You can't have her, okay?
It's quiet. There's a bit of wind blowing through one of the broken windows. Maybe we'll go.
I look to Eve and I just say, Where to? Where to? I don't know, Eve. I don't know where we go now. I don't know where we go now.
Maybe we won't find Mom tonight. Maybe we should go home and get some rest.
We can't just leave her. I mean, you saw what she had been close to at the very least. It was a murderer. I mean, we have to keep going until we find her.
Where do you think she's gone? What do you think, Dickie?
Well, are there any other spots? If not here, then where?
Why would Dickie know? Barely was here.
No, it's fair. I wasn't here. But you were. So where the fuck is she?
I don't know, I mean, and I'm really racking my brains, like, obviously, she maybe sometimes still goes to work, but not as much at the medical center, but could she be there?
But it's worth checking. Unless you have some other options, I would say let's get over there. You sure as hell ain't here.
Yeah. Yep. Sure.
All right,
Like
medical center then, I guess. They might still be open. Okay, sure.
Yeah. Start walking down the stairs. Sophie, can you drive? I'm just getting tired. Yeah, sure, I'll drive. As you come out, she throws a cigarette on the ground and stomps it. But as soon as you do all come out, the wind picks up, blowing you straight in your face. And the drizzle of rain that has grown throughout the early night grows from a light drizzle to a heavy downpour. You're standing there on the porch. Dark thunder clouds suddenly gathered. It's just... You see the clouds in front of you just actually almost materialize in front of the otherwise earlier fairly clear sky. Thunder roars and lightning illuminates the sky.
Oh, shit. How far is the medical center from here? Is it a long drive?
No, it's not far. We just gotta get to the fucking car.
Well, let's get going then. Man, I'll take the lead, having the false confidence of someone who's had quite a lot to drink.
It's pretty soon a bit muddy, just running through the drive that is overgrown. And I'd like you to roll a reflex save.
That is 14. 12 plus 2.
You feel something catch on your foot and you stumble forward, then sliding on the mud. And as you stop for a second and the others start slowing down behind you because they don't want to run straight into you, you see and you feel grass, roots, wildflowers. You see them around you. They're slithering around on the They're slithering around on the ground. You don't see that very well, but Ava has her phone up just showing you this mud transforming into a bubbling muck. And you can all feel that your legs are... Well, your feet are starting to slowly submerge. I'd like you to roll to keep it together.
That's 17.
What is it that makes you feel or stay grounded? Where does your mind turn, Dickie?
I think I'm just trying to focus in on Mom, on finding Mom, on on just getting to her.
Sophie slips too, and you're barely able to just catch her as she almost goes down into the mud. That helps you snap out of it too.
I rolled an 11.
Then choose a condition, please.
I am angry as I lose another stability. And due to my now extremely bad stability, I just start trying to scream, back in the house! Back in the house! And I just start trying to grab who I can.
Yes, and Eva is kind of... It's Eva that you grab, and she's grabbing you back. Says, "No, stop it! Come on! We're getting out of here. The fuck is this?"
I don't know. It's a storm, or it could be a tornado. I don't. We just gotta get in the house. Just wait it out. Wait it out. We can't make it.
The car is right over there. Come on.
Yeah, let's get in the car. The car is safe.
I try and get back to the house. Trying to. If she doesn't come with me, I'll let her go. But I need to get back to solid ground.
And then roll for that, please. Maybe to act under pressure, to try and slither out of her grip and do what you want to do.
17.
All right. You're able to slip out of her grip, and she shouts after you as you start moving. The rest of you, you're slipping and sliding. Well, Chris, you are too. It's really hard to walk through this. You occasionally go down on all fours, and then you immediately see some wildflowers start to lean forward to try and wrap themselves around you. You have to force yourself through. You get cut by brambles. Sophie falls down on the floor again, and you go down with her, Dickie, as she starts coughing, having gotten mud in her throat. But somehow, all three of you reach the car at the same time that Chris reaches the house. And as you do, everything calms down. The rain abruptly stops. The cloud don't dissipate, but the thunder stops. The movement of the grass, the mud, everything just stops. And you get a feeling that someone is watching you. And in these different places where you are now stood, you can both see at the side of the hill next to the house is a small figure, size of a child, standing on a path that runs past the house and towards the woods. There's a silent lightning flashing, a low rumble much later, and in the lightning you see her pale face and dirtied clothes hugging a thin and frail body. You all feel that there's something familiar about this child. You feel sad. There's loneliness. She looks towards the group at the car and then towards you, Chris, almost as if she was reaching out to you for help. Then she just turns around and runs away into the darkness.
You have listened to an episode of Red Moon Roleplaying, where we play the scenario Till Death Do Us Part, which is this year's KULTMAS release by Helmgast for KULT Divinity Lost. The scenario was written in 1991 as a convention scenario for UpCon by Gunilla Jonsson and Michael Petersen. Nick Rankovic has updated the scenario for this 2024 release. The music was created by Atrium Carceri and was used with permission from their label, Cryochamber. Please check out cryochamber.bandcamp.com or their YouTube channel for more of their lovely dark ambient. We would like to give a massive thanks to our champions of the Red Moon: Martin Heuschober, Simon Cooper, David, Julia, Camilla, Bob Lange, Cameron, Graham Barey, Doug Thomson, Lily, Mike Parker, Maciej, and Black Templar for their generous support. And of course, also like to thank all of our other patrons. Without your support, the show would not be possible. If you want to support our work, please check us out on Patreon. You can get access to bonus campaigns for Cult of Divinity Lost, Call of Cthulhu, and Warhammer Fantasy Roleplay there. And you can also get early and raw access to all of our recordings and hear your name read on the show as a champion of the Red Moon, as well as play some Cult with us. Most importantly, that support is what keeps the show going, so do check us out there. Thank you again for listening, and remember that death is only the beginning.